it's Doris with all of the books, and I thought I would do a Friday reads today because it's Friday and I haven't done one of those in ages, and I've got quite a few interesting books going here, so let's talk about them. Sorry for my 2-year-old hairstyle, but I'm having one of those mornings where I just don't want it touching me at all. Just don't touch me here. I don't know where it's coming from, but I feel so much better like this. And you'll also probably be pleased to note that I finally yanked out that gray alfalfa hair that was standing straight up out of my head. So I just feel like so presentable and refreshed this morning. And I'm out of my pajamas before noon. That's impressive. And I've cleaned the house. Like, I don't know what's come over me. Anyway, let's get to the books, shall we? So, I got a lot going on here, and yeah. Mosquito Land by David Arnold. This is a YA. It's a girl. She's 16. She's, it's kind of a really cool cover. She's, her parents are separated. Her dad has moved her to, I think, Ohio. She's either, no, Mississippi. I don't know. She's coming or going to one of those places. And she wants to get back to her mother, who she thinks is ill. I don't know what's going on in the book. Yeah, but she basically has run away from home to try to get back to her mom. And her dad thinks that she might have a mental illness herself because her aunt does, and we're not to the point yet where we know if she actually does or not. But she's very quirky. It's very fun and interesting. My son is actually enjoying listening to it in bits and pieces, so that's always a good thing. He's 13, and he especially likes books where they swear a lot. He thinks that's funny, so yeah. And then I have sort of started Enrique's Journey by Sonia Nazario, and this is a Pulitzer Prize winner about a boy who is an illegal immigrant to the U.S., his journey from Honduras to find his mother who had left years prior. And it's, I think it's the actual articles from the newspaper put together in a novel, because it was a series, and so it's probably written on more of an 8th grade level, which is fine. I'm not very far into it. I read the intro and I've started the first chapter, and so I think it's gonna be sad. Keep you posted. I think it's gonna be an easy read because the text is really big, and like I said, the reading level is pretty low. Then to completely change gears to a reading level that is like way up there. A Turn in the South by V.S. Naipaul. This is a Nobel Prize winner. Not the book, but the author. And this is one of his later writings, and this is the only one that he wrote that is set in the United States. And I've never read anything of his before. I just happened to see several available at the used bookstore when they were having that massive fill your bag sale. And so I grabbed this one because I didn't know anything about the author, but I noticed that he was a Nobel Prize winner. So I'm going to have a lot to say about this. Like, number one, if you know anything about the author, let me know. I was curious, so I looked him up because of the name. And he is of Indian descent, but grew up in, I think, Trinidad. And then went off to college in the UK and ended up living there, and which was very interesting. That was super interesting to me. But then there was a lot of negative press about, you know, his relationships with a couple women. So that made me like maybe not want to read it. But then I started reading it, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty darn interesting and deep and relevant. So Anyway, if you know anything about the guy, let me know. I am still reading A Manual for Cleaning Women. I kind of fell off this wagon. Like, I love this book, but I kind of fell off the reading a little bit every day on our trip and haven't gotten back into it. So I do want to definitely read one or two of these today just to get back on track. And I do want to read, the same thing happened with this. I took this behemoth on the vacation with us and did not read it at all, per usual. I mean, I knew that was going to happen, but if I didn't bring it, I wouldn't read it. So I brought it and didn't read it. Anyway, I did really well keeping on track with this the first week, and then slowed down the second week, and then completely fell off the wagon on vacation. And yeah, I need to, so I want to read some in there. Definitely these two today. I want to just dive in a little bit. And I'm also reading An Illustrated Life by Danny Gregory. This is a compilation of several different sketchbook artists, journalers, watercolor artists, and it's super interesting. It was an impulse buy on Amazon when I went to order my new Leuchtturm, wherever that is in my messy piles. I had read his first one, I think it's called Everyday Matters, which is a great read if you're into that at all. But that one is about his wife. I think she fell off a subway or something, but she ended up being permanently paralyzed from the waist down, and they had a young son, like a 2-year-old baby, and he just chronicles his life and getting into daily journaling as a way to cope and process and, you know, think about his life. And it's a great read. So this one is just very interesting because it's just a brief synopsis of a bunch of different people's journals, a bunch of different ones. So I'll probably read just a little chapter or two of that today as well. But I'm really in the mood to start something cool. Like, none of these, other than Mosquitoland, which is an audiobook, which slows it way down. This is a slow audiobook. But other than this one, none of them are plot driven. So I'm really in the mood to jump into a fast-paced, plot-driven, engrossing book, but I feel like with all this going on, I need to finish something first. So I really hope that I can finish this one today, and this one as well. Both of them are like, I don't know. This one, I guess I have, not quite. I'm under 200 in this one, and this one is closer to 100. So I would love, I mean, this one I normally wouldn't be able to finish in a day, but it is so like thought-provoking, and I'm really caught up in it. So even though it's not plot-driven, I'm caught up in it. So I'd like to finish both of these today so that, I mean, I could conceivably finish this one. I mean, I can't finish all three, but I can finish at least one. I'd like to finish two and let myself start a new book. So we shall see. We shall see. So that's my plan for today and the weekend, and hopefully be able to throw a new books into the mix. I've got a lot of new books. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will be back soon. Bye.